Good evening and welcome to the Variable Y Minute with your host, the Variable Y. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. As you can see, I got a little bit of equipment here. I got a new light that's very bright in my eyes, so I'm gonna try not to blind myself. I want to thank you guys again for joining me tonight. Been off for about a week trying to let everything digest. Last week I introduced you guys to some of the members of my family because I did not want my narrative to get put out there for anybody else to discuss it. I wanted to put my own narrative out there just in case something happens because let's keep it real. There's a good chance that that may happen. So instead of letting somebody else tell my story, instead of letting somebody else tell you how I feel about my family and what kind of father I am, I wanted to put that out there myself just in case something happens to me. You all know where my heart lies and what kind of man I am. So, that being said, I know we're a sports show and we will get onto some sports maybe a little bit later, but there are a couple of things I wanted to discuss with you guys tonight now that we are back. And like I said, we let everything digest from the week before. A couple of things that I just wanted to let you guys know what's going on. We're not going to be before you very long tonight. This light is blinding me, and also, like I said, I don't want to be before you too long tonight. But I just wanted to get the word out there, get the show out there, and just let you guys know we're still here. We're gonna get through this, and we're gonna try and make some things happen. And we got some sports coming back, so I know you're all excited about that as I am. So what I'm doing tomorrow, I just want to let a lot of you know, let all of you know that what I'm doing tomorrow is I'm going to get up early in the morning and I'm going to go down to my local polling place with my gloves and my mask on and I am going to go vote. A lot of things have been happening, like I said, this past week. A lot of protests, a lot of narratives that are being put out there about everybody. And so what I want to do, what I think we all need to do, is to go and participate in our local elections. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get up tomorrow before work and I'm going to go down there and I'm going to cast my vote just so I can let everybody know that I am a part of trying to find a solution. And part of that is to get out there and to make your voice heard and to let people know that they're either doing a good job and you'll keep them in office, or they're not doing a good job. They're not for the people. They're not standing up to the oath that they took to take that office, and we can get them out of there and get somebody else there. As you've seen, with all of these things going on, one of the major things that's happening is there are a lot of people going to the polls and exercising their voices that way. So I will participate in that a little bit later on tomorrow. Now, for something that I just have to say. It was brought to my attention by a friend of mine, actually, and I don't want to put my friend on blast because I've known this guy for a very long time. I've known him pretty much my whole adult life, really, and he said something to me that was very typical of what people say in these situations. And At the time, I didn't have it in me to say it to him, but I'm going to say it to you all. He may run across this one day. He may listen to it. He may say, "Man, I can't believe you put me on blast." He may say, "Thank you. I didn't have any thoughts about that before, but I'm glad you brought that up." I really don't know, but my friend, who is white, sent me a text and he was saying, "Hey, I want you to know that you're my guy and we're always friends and we're cool and I'm down for you and anything that you believe in and this stuff is wrong." However, I don't understand how looting and burning stuff is going to solve the problem. Now, at the time, like I said, I wasn't in the mood to have any long drawn out philosophical discussions. But that was about a week ago. So now I'm in the mood for one. Now I've got just a little bit more behind me. So I say to him, as I say to you, as I say to anybody else who wants to ask me that, two things. Number one, we don't care about that stuff. We just don't. We're mad as hell. I'm super mad as hell that someone could see me or someone who looks like me and wouldn't give me the opportunity to defend myself, wouldn't give me the opportunity to say, hey, what are you doing? I think you're doing something wrong, and we need to settle this, or we need to get you arrested, or we need to do anything else. I'm super pissed off that someone could see me, chase me down, shoot me like a dog. Sorry, wouldn't treat a dog like that. Shoot me like, I don't know, just anything other than a dog, because y'all love dogs. Shoot me down in the middle of the street in broad daylight. Stand over me. And allegedly call me an effing N-word. And that person not be brought to justice for months. So I say to my friend, and I say to anybody else who asks about burning stuff, if you're more concerned about the burning stuff than the person who got shot down in the middle of the street in the middle of the day, like he was nothing, you've got a serious problem. And I don't want to associate with you. That's number one. Number two, somebody else made this point, but I think it's very valid. That you can only people can only take so much. So if you keep on trying to pile stuff on top of people, there comes a breaking point. And the burning of stuff and the riots and all of that, that's called a breaking point. So my request to you, anybody who thinks that, before you ask that question, is to really sit back and think, number one, do you care? Because God knows you don't. Number two, what led to this? And number three, what are you going to do to help? Because I also say to you, and I feel like you may have heard this, or maybe you haven't, but I don't know if this is going to stand much longer. And I think you may want to try and get on the side of right while you have the chance. This is just one man's guess. I'm not saying anything. I don't know anything that's going to happen. Just letting you know. I think you may want to try and get on the side of right while you still can. Okay. But again, just one man's opinion. So I didn't think I'd be before you guys long tonight. Who knew I would go over the time that I gave myself? But here we are. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. I want to just send a shout out to all of you guys out there, especially in a time like this. If you need somebody to talk to, if you need somebody to just sympathize with you, or to maybe give you some insight as to what you're going through right now, please, 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 there are many, many people who their whole life, their whole career, their whole love is to help people in situations like this. So please, please, please talk to a licensed therapist. If you need to get to know one, if you need to get in touch with one, if you need a recommendation, I know 2 or 3 that are really, really good. And I don't mind sharing that information with you. But until next time, I should say, I think we're gonna move past this just for my own sanity. And tomorrow we'll talk some more sports. We got basketball coming back, so we got to get into that. We got to figure out exactly what's happening so we can talk about that, and so we can get into some actual sports, because that's what we've all been waiting for. So I thank you. I hope you like the new setup here. I'm trying to figure out where my eyes are going, but more to come soon. We'll expand in our technology, and we'll do some more stuff coming soon. But I thank you guys so much for joining, and I hope you have a great night. Hope to see you tomorrow. Thank you again. Have a great night, guys.